14 woodworking tools on Amazon that will blow your mind. If you think woodworking is just sawdust, clamps, and a guy in a garage yelling at a crooked board, trust me, you have not seen the tools in this video. Because today, we're looking at 14 woodworking tools on Amazon that will absolutely blow your mind. And I'm not just talking about basic drills and boring measuring tapes. I'm talking about smart jigs, weird gadgets, compact machines, and a few tools that are so oddly satisfying, you'll want them even if you don't own a workshop yet. Some of these are insanely practical, some are unexpectedly advanced, and a few are just straight up fun. So if you love clever tools, useful workshop upgrades, and woodworking gear that makes you say, okay, that's actually genius, then hit that like button, subscribe to Talking Gadget, and let's get into it. First up, number 14, Kreg Pocket Hole Jig 7.2 Pro. If you build furniture, cabinets, shelves, or pretty much anything out of wood, a pocket hole jig can save you a ridiculous amount of time. And the Kreg 7.2 Pro is one of those tools that makes you feel smarter the moment you use it. Instead of struggling with awkward joints and complicated assembly, this thing helps you drill clean pocket holes fast, so you can join boards together with a strong, hidden connection. It's quick, repeatable, and beginner-friendly, but still useful enough that serious woodworkers keep one on the bench at all times. What makes this one cool is how polished it feels. The clamping system is smooth, the material support wings are handy, and it turns what used to feel like a hassle into a ridiculously easy step. It's not flashy, but the results definitely are. Number 13, Genmitsu 3018-Pro CNC Router Machine. Now this is where things start getting wild. Because this isn't just a woodworking tool, it's basically a tiny robot that carves wood for you. The Genmitsu 3018 ProVer is a compact desktop CNC router that can engrave, carve, and cut designs into wood and other materials with surprising precision. If you've ever wanted to make signs, custom coasters, decorative patterns, or just flex on everyone by saying your machine did the carving for you, this thing is a beast. It looks technical, and yeah, there's a learning curve, but that's part of the fun. This is one of those unexpected machines that instantly makes your workshop look more serious. Even if you're just experimenting, it opens up a whole different side of woodworking that feels part craftsman, part mad scientist. Number 12, Beaver Mini Wood Lathe. There's just something hypnotic about a wood lathe. Watching a block of wood spin while you turn it into a bowl, a handle, or some beautifully shaped piece feels like magic. And the Beaver Mini Wood Lathe gives you that experience without requiring a giant industrial setup. This is the kind of machine that can take your projects from flat and functional to genuinely artistic. Pens, small bowls, knobs, tool handles, decorative pieces, it's all fair game. And because it's a mini lathe, it feels way less intimidating for people who want to get into turning without dedicating half the garage to one machine. Also, let's be honest, every woodworking setup gets instantly cooler when there's a spinning lathe involved. Number 11, Milescraft Dowel Jig Kit. Dowels don't always get the hype they deserve, but when you want strong, clean joints without visible screws, they are amazing. The problem is lining them up perfectly can be a nightmare. That's exactly why the Milescraft Dowel Jig Kit is such a smart pickup. This tool helps you drill aligned holes for dowel joints so your boards actually come together the way they're supposed to. No weird offsets, no ugly gaps. No, it looked straight in my head moments. It's simple, compact, and way more useful than it looks. This is the kind of tool that doesn't scream for attention in the toolbox, but once you use it on a real project, you realize it quietly solved one of the most annoying parts of woodworking. Number 10, Metabo HPT 18 Gauge Brad Nailer Kit. Every time I see someone trying to hold trim in place with one hand while hammering tiny nails with the other, I want to hand them a brad nailer immediately. The Metabo HPT 18 Gauge Brad Nailer is one of those tools that makes woodworking feel fast, clean, and satisfying. Whether you're attaching trim, assembling light frames, or tacking pieces into place before final fastening, this thing is a huge upgrade over manual nailing. And the best part? It makes you feel like a pro instantly. Point, press, done. It's efficient, it's fun, and it gives projects that polished, yeah, I know what I'm doing energy. Plus, nailers always add a little bit of drama to a workshop video, and I fully support that. Number 9, BOW Products Feather Pro Featherboard. Okay, this one looks weird, like really weird, but if you use table saws or router tables, it's one of those gadgets that makes total sense the second you see it working. A featherboard helps keep your workpiece pressed consistently against the fence, which improves both safety and cut quality. But the Feather Pro takes that idea and makes it feel modern, refined, and actually enjoyable to use. It's got a slick design, easy adjustment, and one job: help you cut cleaner and safer. Not the flashiest tool in the world, but definitely one of those workshop gadgets that makes experienced woodworkers nod in approval. And yes, it also kind of looks like a robotic fish fin, which honestly just makes it better. Number 8. FastCap Lefty/Righty Tape Measure. This is one of the funniest and smartest woodworking gadgets on Amazon. At first glance, it's just a tape measure, but the FastCap Lefty/Righty is designed so the numbers are readable from either direction, which sounds like a tiny thing, until you use it and realize how absurdly convenient it is. If you've ever twisted your wrist like a pretzel trying to read a tape from a weird angle, this fixes that. It's such a small design change, but it makes everyday measuring feel easier, faster, and less annoying. This is exactly the kind of woodworking gadget I love. Super simple, slightly nerdy, and once you try it, you start wondering why every tape measure wasn't designed this way from the beginning. Number 7. Rockler Silicone Glue Brush Set. Let's talk about glue for a second. Applying wood glue with random scraps of cardboard, your finger, or whatever stick happens to be nearby is basically a woodworking tradition at this point. But the Rockler Silicone Glue Brush Set is here to tell you there's a better way. These little brushes and spreaders make glue-ups cleaner, faster, and way less messy. The silicone design is easy to clean, the glue doesn't bond to it the same way it does to everything else in your shop, and it gives you much more control during assembly. Is it a little ridiculous that a tiny glue brush made the list? Maybe. Is it also weirdly awesome? Absolutely. This is one of those funny little gadgets that seems unnecessary right up until the first time you use it, and then suddenly you never want to glue anything without it again. Number 6. PowerTech Bench Cookie Work Grippers. These things are basically hockey pucks for woodworkers, and I mean that as a compliment. Bench cookies are small grippy pads that lift your workpiece off the table and keep it from sliding around while you sand, root, carve, or finish it. And once you have a set, you start using them for everything. Need to hold a board steady without clamps? Bench cookies. Need to elevate a piece for finishing? Bench cookies. Need an excuse to say bench cookies 5 times in one day? Bench cookies. They're simple, funny-looking, and ridiculously useful. This is one of those gadgets that turns out to be a low-key hero in the shop. Number 5. Milescraft Grabber Pro. Push block safety tools are often underrated because they don't feel exciting, until you realize they're the reason you still have all 10 fingers. The Milescraft Grabber Pro is a push block designed to give you better control while guiding wood through a saw or other cutting setup. What makes it cool is that it doesn't just feel like a boring safety accessory. It actually looks clever, works smoothly, and helps you cut with more confidence. It gives you grip, control, and distance from the blade, which is exactly what you want. And unlike the random scrap wood push stick a lot of people keep lying around, this feels like a real purpose-built solution. It's smart, it's practical, and it deserves more attention than it usually gets. Number 4. Dremel 4-300 Rotary Toolkit. If woodworking tools had a Swiss Army knife, this would be it. The Dremel 4300 is one of the most versatile tools you can add to a shop. Carving, sanding, grinding, trimming, engraving, detail work. This thing does a little bit of everything, and it does it in a compact form that feels super approachable. It's especially great for the weird little jobs that larger tools can't handle well. Tight corners, delicate adjustments, shaping, fine cleanup. This is where the Dremel shines. And let's be real, rotary tools are just fun. You start with a practical job, and 20 minutes later, you're engraving something you absolutely did not need to engrave. Number 3. Works Pegasus Folding Work Table and Sawhorse. This one doesn't look exciting in pictures. Then you use it once, and suddenly you want to. The Works Pegasus is a folding work table that also works like a sawhorse setup, and it's one of those incredibly practical workshop tools that solves a ton of problems at once. Portable, collapsible, easy to store, and surprisingly sturdy, it gives you a versatile work surface almost anywhere. If your shop space is limited, this thing is a game changer. It's perfect for cutting, sanding, assembling, clamping, and basically creating instant workspace without building a huge permanent bench. Not every mind-blowing woodworking tool has to spin, cut, or make noise. Sometimes the smartest stuff is the gear that makes the rest of the workflow easier. Number 2. Jessam Clear Cut Stock Guides. These are one of those tools that look oddly futuristic until you see them in action. Jessam's stock guides use angled rollers to keep wood feeding smoothly and consistently through your table saw or router table setup. That means better control, cleaner cuts, less kickback risk, and a much more premium feel when you're running material through. This is the kind of tool that serious woodworkers get way too excited about. And honestly, once you understand what it does, you get it. It's elegant, functional, and one of those upgrades that makes your entire setup feel more dialed in. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it absolutely earns that blow your mind title once you see how much smoother it makes the process. Number 1. SawStop Compact Table Saw. And if there's one woodworking machine on Amazon that feels like pure wizardry, it's this. SawStop is famous for its flesh-sensing safety technology, and the idea still sounds insane even years later. If the blade detects contact with skin, it stops almost instantly. That alone is enough to make this one of the most talked about table saws in woodworking. But even beyond the safety tech, it's still an extremely desirable machine. Compact, capable, and loaded with the kind of engineering that makes people obsess over table saws in the first place. This is the unexpected machinery pick that combines real performance with one of the coolest safety innovations ever put into a woodworking tool. And honestly, if a table saw can save your project and possibly your fingers, that deserves the top spot. So those were 14 woodworking tools on Amazon that will blow your mind. From compact CNC machines and mini lathes to bizarrely useful glue brushes, push blocks, and tape measures that somehow make you happy, these are the kinds of tools that make woodworking more fun, more efficient, and a whole lot cooler.